Good morning, one and all. I, Akshat Agrawal, and we, the members of Group 11, are going to give a presentation on sociological perspective on gender and career outcomes post marriage. Men are more likely than women to participate in the labor force, and men average more hours of paid labor per week and more weeks per year. Women and men tend to hold different occupations and to work in different industries, firms, and jobs. Men out-earn women, hold more complex jobs, and are more likely to supervise workers of the other sex and to dominate top positions in their organizations. Furthermore, workplaces are not very conducive to hiring women post-marriage. We all have heard or read these phrases on internet newspapers and even heard them in our daily conversations. But we rarely pay attention to it, and even if so, we do nothing to change it. As depicted in the image precisely, this is the modern day Indian women, juggling between the responsibilities of both household and the workplace. Let us now look at the topic in hand with a little more detail, that how did the current status of women evolve what it is today, and what were the societal expectations from them in the past and the present. Now let us look a bit at the historical background. When our country got its independence, the participation of women nationalists was widely acknowledged. When the constitution was formulated, it granted equal rights to women, considering them as legal citizens of the country and as equal to men in terms of freedom and opportunity. They, Yet the condition of women screamed a different reality. They were relegated to the household and made to submit to the male-dominated patriarchal society, as has always been prevalent in our country. Indian women who fought as equals with men in the nationalist struggle were not given that free public space anymore. They became the homemakers and were mainly meant to build a strong home to support their men who were to build the newly independent country. Women were reduced to second-class citizens. In 1951, the national literacy rate was alarmingly low at around 8.6%. The gross enrollment ratio for girls was 24.8% at primary level and 4.6 at the upper primary level, that is the age group 11 to 14 years age group. There existed an insoluble social and cultural barriers to education of women and access to organized schooling for them. Junu Mali did a study about career aspirations of married women of Itanagar, and the following things were observed. The study revealed 76% of the women possessed above average career aspirations and 34% below average, which could be linked to the high percentage of educated females in that area. Even though women are the earning members, women do not have full control over their income, and families are headed by the male members, signifying stereotypical mindset. Majority of the respondents believe there are hindrances towards career development for working women due to society and family issues. Most of the women feel that the moral values of society is a big hurdle in their way. Lack of domestic help and little support from the family make it difficult for women to manage both the work and home efficiently. Because of which, because of their busy schedule, majority of the women feel that their children are neglected most of the time. Majority of women are motivated towards career development as they feel their career gave them self-esteem, confidence, and increased their status in the society. So the question arises, only why only women have to balance both the life, and why women have all these burdens thrust upon them. To avoid the family barriers, organization can help the female workers by offering daycare centers, giving them flexible office hours and work from home facilities. Now let us see the societal expectations from married women in the past versus the present. In the past, married women were expected to look after the household chores, take care of the family needs, and bear children. Women working outside the household sphere were seen as deviants, and many a times were punished by both husband and in-laws for the same. In the present scenario, today, the society has moved towards the dual earner society where both men and women contribute towards the household monetary needs. Even though women have taken over a part of responsibility of the monetary needs, but still the responsibility of household chores and duties rests majorly on the shoulders of the women front.
Now let's look at different sociological perspective on gender roles. The first is functionalist perspective, which sees society as a complex system who work together in order to promote solidarity and stability. It states that gender inequality exists as an efficient way to create division of labor. So by division of labor, we mean here that women will take care of home while men will provide for the family through earning. But this may not be correct, we'll see later. Now, in this way, gender, like other social institutions, contribute to the stability of society as a whole. Now, there are some criticism of the functionalist theory. So, the feminist movement, which was on the rise at the same time that the functionalism began to decline, takes the position that functionalism neglects the separation of women within the family structure. That is, by predefining roles like woman will be working only as a housewife, that can is an exploitation on her because she might be more honored than her husband before marriage, but left the job just because of the societal gender and roles. Now, from the picture, we can see that uh, it clearly saying that according to the structural functionalist perspective, who argue that gender inequality exists as a form of division of labor, which is all here. The photograph above clearly said that this need not be restricted to certain activities. In fact, there are more participation of women in engineering field, which was considered to be a male dominant. Now, let's look at the conflict theory perspective, according to which society is defined by struggle for dominance among social groups that compete for scarce resources. Now, this can be broadly categorized into two groups: dominant group and the subordinate group. Men can be seen as a dominant group, while women being the subordinate group. The conflict theorists argue that the only reason this role persists is because the dominant group naturally works to maintain their power and status. The social problems arise only when the subordinate groups are being exploited by the dominant groups. Now we'll understand this through an example. Friedrich Engels, a German sociologist, studied the family structure and gender roles from Marxist perspective. Now he suggested that the same owner-worker relationship seen in the labor force could also be seen in the household, with women assuming the role of proletariat. Now this was due to women's dependent on men for the wages. Now the contemporary conflict theory suggests that when women become the wage earners, they gain power in the family structure, but they might still carry the domestic burden. Now this figure is a satirical postcard from Victorian era which comments on that the society is structured so that women are bound by convention to fulfill certain roles and obligations. So we conducted a survey to understand how those around us perceive marriage as a turning point around one's career outcomes and how responses vary for males and females. Our study was divided into four sections to be answered according to one's gender and relationship status, which enabled us to do comparative analysis of how men and women perceive these challenges separately. We then asked some questions to the volunteers and received following responses. So, for a question, does a woman get equal family support to work as compared to male member in your family? 77% of males said yes, 20% of females said yes, 9.7% of males said no, and 60% of females said no. For a question, can a working woman in a family often work late or at weekends without any interruption at home? 45.2% of males said yes, and 0% of females said yes. Now, this could be due to various reasons. Some are geographical reasons. For example, a woman from Bangalore, Pune, Mumbai, or some metropolitan areas, family tend to support the woman member of female member of the family to work. While from places like UP, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, where there is still strong cultural influence, women are still considered and expected to do the household course and do not get family support to work outside the house. To rate the importance of jobs of female members of the family. So the single male respondents rated it as following. 6.5% gave it as 1 score, 16.1 gave 2, 45.2% of volunteers gave it as a score 3, 12.9% gave as 4, and 19.5% 4% gave it as 5. So we clearly see a strong influence of gender roles in the responses or in the decision making of the volunteers. When we see the responses from the single female respondents, we see that 80% of the female volunteers strongly agree that the job is important, while 20% of the female uh, agree agree that the job is important, and rest of them are zero. So there is strongly a strong uh, feminist influence on the decision making, which is opposite of the traditional gender roles, where women is expected to do the household chores, whereas men would be the more wage earners. When asked about how supportive family and friends have been of the partner's decision to work, married men rated it as follows: 50% of the men gave a score of 3, and 50% gave a score of 5, where 5 is a strong support. But if this data were to be taken over a large sample space, it could vary a lot. For example, it would depend on geographical locations, like if it was in places like Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, where there is a strong cultural influence, as we saw earlier, and where women are expected to do the household chores and take care of the family, the support from friends and family would have been very less, as it would have been strongly against the norm for a woman to work outside the house. But if the same woman were to be in a metropolitan cities, this violation of norm would be less severe and the support would be more from the family and friends. While for the married woman, the data is as follows. 45.5% strongly agree that there was a great or a strong support from the family. As discussed earlier, the data could vary a lot if it was taken in a different geographical locations. And since this data is primarily collected from metropolitan cities, we can see that very large number of women agree that there have been support from the friends and family for them to work outside the house, as it was a very less or less severe violation of norm. Now, on questions about how supportive have your colleagues been at work, 66.7% agree. Women said that they were equally supportive before and after work. Now, 14.3% of the women said that they were more supportive before marriage. 9.5% of the women said that they are simply bothered about your work. Now, this can be understood on the basis of the norm that we discussed earlier. So now, and since this data was collected from metropolitan areas where it is not against the norm for a woman to work outside the house, we see a strong influence or a greater percentage of the women agreeing that the people were supportive even before and after marriage. Finally, we look at the role of education in this context, and 80% of married men and 86.4% of married women agree that the places with a high literacy rate have a very conducive environment for the woman or married woman to work. In contrast to the places with a low literacy rate, where again the women are expected to do household chores, and it is a strong violation of norm for a married woman to work outside the house. We now present a video from BBC which will basically summarize what we are trying to address through our project.
मैं हूं बीबीसी संवाददाता योगिता लिमय। भारत में बहुत कम प्रतिशत महिलाएं काम पे जाती है और आज मैं मुंबई में 3 वर्किंग प्रोफेशनल्स के साथ हूं, सुरुचि, चित्रा और अश्वथी, और इनसे मैं पूछने वाली हूं कि ऐसा क्यों है।
हमारे देश में आज की डेट में भी अगर महिलाएं काम पे जाती हैं तो उसे काफ़ी बड़ी इंपॉर्टेंस दी जाती है। बचपन से हमें सिखाया जाता है कि अगर लड़की को सेटल होना है तो इसका मतलब है उसे शादी करनी है, उसे बहुत अच्छे से हस्बैंड को कहीं ना कहीं मिलना है, और लड़कों के लिए बोला जाता है कि भाई आपको बहुत अच्छा पैसे कमाने हैं, आपको बंगला चाहिए, गाड़ी चाहिए। तो डेफिनेशन सेटल होने की काफ़ी डिफरेंट है, और क्योंकि बचपन से ये माइंडसेट हमारे अंदर इतना ज़्यादा इनग्रेन हो चुका है कि बड़े होते होते तक जब तक आप एक जॉब पे जाते हो तब तक ये काफ़ी स्ट्रगल आ जाती है हर चीज़ में। हर मोमेंट पे लड़की को प्रूव करना पड़ता है कि नहीं, वो अपने जॉब को लेके काफ़ी सीरियस है, बिकॉज उसको सीरियसनेस दी नहीं जाती है कहीं ना कहीं। तो हर मोमेंट पे आपको अपने आप को प्रूव करते रहना पड़ता है। वो बहुत प्रेशराइजिंग सिचुएशन हो सकती है।
मुझे बताइए, आप 2 साल पहले ही ग्रेजुएट हुई थी। आपको लगता है कि इस स्थिति में कोई बदलाव आया है या अभी भी ऐसे ही हालात है?
हाँ, मेरे साथ बहुत सारे फ्रेशर्स जॉइन हुए थे एक्चुअली, बट उनको सबको अपना जॉब इस चीज़ के लिए छोड़ना पड़ा क्योंकि उनका शादी हो रहा था और शादी में दे हैड टू गो टू अ डिफरेंट सिटी, या फिर वो सिटी से भी लोग ये बोल रहे थे, या फिर यही सिटी में लोग ये बोल रहे थे कि घर की बहू को काम करने की कोई ज़रूरत नहीं है। ये सिचुएशन का इनफैक्ट कोई बदलाव नहीं आया है क्योंकि सब लोग अभी भी यही सोचते हैं कि जो ससुराल बोलते हैं वही करना पड़ेगा, जबकि खुद का डिसीजंस और खुद का करियर तो कोई ले ही नहीं रहा है।
जैसे अश्वती ने कहा, मुझे लगता है कि हमारे समाज को हमें उसी तरह से नापना चाहिए जैसे वो यहाँ के पुरुषों को नापते हैं। एंड मुझे कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि उन्हें हौसला दिया जाना चाहिए कि वो घर के बाहर आए, वो कुछ काम करे, कुछ करके दिखाए। तो वो हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत कम दिखाई देता है। एंड मुझे लगता है इसी वजह से हम इतने इंस्पायर्ड नहीं होते कि हमें बाहर जाके कुछ करना है। हमारी पूरी दुनिया हमारे घर के 4 दीवारों में बंद है।
ये हो गया, मतलब जो फैमिली से या समाज से जो प्रेशर्स आते हैं, लेकिन आपको लगता है कि ऑफिस में जो है या आपके जहाँ पे आप काम करते हैं वहाँ पे आपको इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट मिलता है?
इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट हर किसी को शायद नहीं मिलता होगा, बट इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट हमें उसके लिए लड़ना चाहिए। मैंने ये एक्सपीरियंस किया है कि मानसिक शोषण होता है हर जगह पर, बट वो तुम्हारे पे निर्भर करता है कि तुम उसके खिलाफ कितना आवाज़ उठाते हो, कितना बोलते हो। अगर तुम इसके खिलाफ बोलने लगोगे तो शायद तुम्हारे लिए काम करना और आसान हो जाएगा।
मुझे लगता है कि इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट है, पर सेफ्टी थोड़ा मैटर करता है क्योंकि लड़कियां अलग अलग टाइम पे घर जाते हैं, रात को 10:30 बजे जाते हैं, 11:30 बजे जाते हैं, तो वो लोग घर सेफ पहुंचना चाहिए। और वो कंपनी एश्योर करना चाहिए कि लड़कियां घर सेफ पहुंचते हैं हर दिन।
आपको लगता है कि ऑफिस में जो आदमी है औरत है उसमें, मतलब लोग जब एम्प्लॉयर्स होते हैं तो वो कोई फ़र्क करते हैं, या आपको लगता है ये चीज़ नहीं है?
ज़रूरी नहीं है कि एम्प्लॉयर्स ही फ़र्क करें या हमारे जो बॉसेस हैं वो फ़र्क करें। कई बार कलीग्स के बीच में भी आपस में जो है कहीं ना कहीं प्रॉब्लम्स क्रिएट हो जाती हैं। जैसा कि मैंने पहले भी बोला कि एक माइंडसेट होता है जहाँ पे लड़की को शायद अपने ऑफिस एटमॉस्फेयर में अपने आप को प्रूव करने की बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत पड़ती है। तो अगर आप एक लड़की हो और आपने कहीं ना कहीं आप कहीं किसी चीज़ में फंस गई है, आपको कोई चीज़ समझ में नहीं आ रही है, तो ऑटोमेटिकली एक रिस्पॉन्स आता है कि हाँ यू नो व्हाट, तुम लड़की हो, तुम्हें नहीं समझ में आएगा, लेट अस हैंडल इट, हम करते हैं, या समथिंग लाइक दैट। और ये जो है ना ये कैटेगराइजेशन बहुत ज़्यादा हो जाता है कभी कभी, तो आपको प्रूव करना पड़ता है। अगर आप ऐसा नहीं है, इफ़ यू आर एक्सेलेंट आपको अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ मिलेंगी। मुझे नहीं लगता कि हम इतनी बुरी स्टेट में हैं जहाँ पे हमें अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ नहीं मिल रही हैं। बस ये है कि एज़ कम्पेयर टू आर काउंटर पार्ट्स, मेल काउंटर पार्ट्स, हमें शायद ज़्यादा स्ट्रगल करना पड़ता है।
बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया हमसे बात करने के लिए। ऐसे ही और दिलचस्प वीडियो देखने के लिए आप जुड़ सकते हैं BBC हिंदी के फेसबुक और ट्विटर पेजेस के साथ।
साल 2000